weeks of operation, the facility experienced a minor ant infestation. I say minor because we on the first floor didn't notice anything out of place at all. The little critters tortured only the second floor researchers. That's where the chemistry department was, and we came to the conclusion that the ants were attracted by a particular molecular signature that was accidentally synthesized, a sugary byproduct which was crystallizing all along the windowsills. I suppose they found it sweet. We could not have them contaminating the lab, of course. Instead, we placed them in a terrarium. It must be said that transferring the entire colony was no easy feat, but it was worth it, I think. The ants make wonderful mascots, remarkable creatures. The things that they can accomplish are nothing short of incredible. And despite our human naming conventions, the queen ant, in fact, holds no power over the workers. No. They are all collaborators.
See, the suits we produce, they harness bioenergy. There's a kind of synergy to it. Each wearer is stronger as a part of the grid than on their own. It has its own kind of awareness, a class consciousness. As a result, no one individual can wield power unilaterally.
When Biden arrived after the accident, we went to work at once, placing him in one of our more advanced exosuits. I do not believe that anyone in the government truly wanted to bring him here. They would have happily placed the president in a Yank suit, but with the state of his injuries, the location of the accident, it happened that we were the only ones close enough to provide aid. To those outside of the lab, the exosuit is merely a mechanical extension. They see it as a simple physical expansion of raw human strength. They say it's useful for combat, but they fail to see the applications beyond greed and violence. In the lab, we understand the truth of the exosuit. It isn't a weapon. It's a beacon by and for the people. The president cannot use its power unless he is acting in the interests of everyday working people. At first, Biden said he understood. I know he didn't. No political authority on this bastard soil could possibly understand on their own. I could see in his eye that he was still looking for loopholes. He called the meeting adjourned twice before I finally saw the glint in his eye. The recognition of the fact that the president was fighting for more than just the government and its subjects. And if he wanted to use it, he would have to change his approach. It all came from an old Superman cartoon, really. It was rotoscope, so beautiful and fluid, scary realistic too. This episode had Superman fight these giant marching robots. They snatched people like cats catching mice. So fast, violent. Then they escaped to the sky. At that moment, I simultaneously felt the excitement of flight, robotics, and power. I suppose that is where my fascination with power began. I had dreams of a Superman who would come save us all. It was comforting, I must admit. But let me be clear. The president is no Superman. They never have been. I have a new dream now. Every man a Superman.
I've been to so many protests over the years, I think I've lost count. I remember the first one was against the war in Vietnam. This would have been early 70s. I was so young back then. There's always a lot of young people at protests. Makes sense. They have energy, health, high. Most of all, they have hope. I always wonder how many of them will be back for the next one. Because there is always a next one. It does not end, not ever. There's always another injustice that demands action. Some people don't make it past that realization. I hope that you will join us at the next one.